This video is going to be about Mendel's experiment as well as some general terms to think about when we talk about genetics. So we'll start with these terms. So a character is going to be any heritable feature that varies among individuals, such as the color of a flower, which is what we're going to see in Mendel's experiments. And so a trait is going to be the different variants of those characters. So for example, if a character is the color of a flower, then traits could be, example, a purple flower versus a white flower. So moving on to true breeding. So true breeding is going to be, so when we think about it in terms of Mendel's experiment, true breeding is going to be the plants that, after repeated rounds of self-pollination, only produced offspring that had the same traits as the parents. So true breeding means that the parents, they're going to produce offspring that look just like them and have the same traits as them. So hybridization is when you're going to be taking two plants, and instead of allowing them to self-pollinate, you're going to pollinate one using the other. And so in this way, you're combining two plants instead of just having self-pollination of just a single plant. And so these generations, I'm going to wait and talk about them more in detail in the experiment because they'll make more sense that way. So in Mendel's experiment, what he did is he took two purple flowers, so we'll have P for purple, and he hybridized them. So that means he took these two true breeding plants and crossed them with one another. And so when he did that, he got all purple plants. And we'll say that there were 4 purple plants. And so this generation right here, the one that we're starting with that was actually hybridized, is going to be our P generation, or our parental generation is how you can remember that. And so then this, these plants right here, the offspring of the P generation, are going to be the F1 generation. So something that's kind of important to remember is that a lot of these differences in traits don't show up immediately in the F1 generation. So if we stop at the F1 generation, then we're not really going to know what's going on. So we need to allow the F1 plants to also reproduce, and that's going to give us our F2 generation. And so this is where we can start to see things change. So in our F2 generation, we'll have 3 purple plants and 1 white plant. And so through this whole process, Mendel was able to figure out what traits were dominant or recessive and how these inheritance patterns worked in pea plants, and then we're able to apply that to other more complex organisms as well. I hope you found this video really helpful. The concepts and information presented in these videos will be true regardless of what biology course you're taking. However, the material we covered in this video is specifically referencing material covered in Campbell Biology's 11th edition. Remember that if you are an enrolled Baylor student, we do offer free tutoring on the first floor of the Sid Richardson building, and you can schedule a free 30-minute appointment to have one-on-one tutoring online, or you can stop by during any of our business hours. For more information about the services we provide, you can go to our website at www.baylor.edu/tutoring. Thank you.